Hello and welcome to another midweek reflection. And here I am in the St. David's Uniting Church Sanctuary, a place that's familiar for many of us. And we were here, in fact, on Sunday morning for our first Sunday morning church service back on church premises. Does that make sense? And we also live streamed it onto Zoom, which seemed to work mostly. So some of you caught up on YouTube, some of you read the papers. Some of you were there zooming about, and I'm told the chat before and after was a little quiet because of the absence of one member who was in fact in the sanctuary, along with I think there were about 10 of us here. So on the one hand, it's a sign of things returning to our previous experiences, but on the other hand, it was still different because those who came to the service, still had to wear masks, not really speak. Couldn't have communal singing, etc. So we're taking those steps. We're taking those steps back to regularity, if not normality. So for the next couple of months, and we're going to assess this as we go along, but we're going to have a blended approach. Oh yes, we're embracing that term too, where we'll have some things will be physically together. Some services will be in this building. Others will remain online, and that's about it, really, I guess. And of course, you can still phone in, and we'll do the papers, etc. But the very fact that some of us gathered here for Pentecost was a sign that, we're on a positive path, and possibly you've embraced the lessening of restrictions. I, for one, I was at a pub on Sunday afternoon. It was a church meeting, I have you know, with the URC youth moderator-elect and our synod children's and youth development officer. Anyway, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. And this Sunday afternoon, in fact, I'm hoping to take my nephew, so I'll be seeing for the first time since last summer, to the Lido. In what will feel like a bit of normality, a bit of pre-COVID socializing. So, we're getting there, slowly but surely. And we don't need to rush. We know what's ahead of us, and we need to be patient with each other. There's different expectations, different needs. For some people, the Zoom worship has been more accessible even than meeting physically. For others, they still feel that connection when they're in a building sharing worship with others, even without the hymns. But we'll get there, like British Rail, if you remember that quote. Oh my word, I am old. But I was speaking to Marcia this morning, and she was, that's a bit of a segue, wasn't it? Clunk. And she was telling me that she was going through her phone because she hadn't deleted any of the WhatsApp messages throughout the church chat, the church group that we have set up with St. David's Uniting Church. Castle Square, we're more phone callers. And she said it was really interesting to look back on the messages, the conversations, the images, some that made her smile, others that made her reflect. There were images and conversations with people who are sadly no longer with us, who we've lost along the way. And it's hard to know what the long-term effects of this time will be. There'll be some positives, certainly increased online presence and reaching out and meeting new people and sharing worship with them in different ways. That's positive. But there are many losses as well. And we want to take note of those. Life can get quite busy quite quickly. So we want to take a moment to catch our breath and to share what we've learnt from the last 18 months or so. And that's why we're encouraging you to take part in this art kind of legacy project that we're doing, that Robert James is heading up. So what we'd like, and we invite you to take part in, whether you're a member of the church or just a friend, is to take or a friend. Not that members and friends are mutually exclusive. You get my point. What we'd like is a photograph from the neck up of your good self, and just a sentence saying, the thing I learned over the past year is, or the thing I had reconfirmed maybe over the past year. Just a sentence, maybe two sentences, on the things that you have reflected on, the things you've learned or been reminded of during this time. And we're going to create an art piece with that, something that future generations will be able to look at and go, oh, when they went through that once in a century event, this is how the church responded, this is what they learned, this is what they went through. So, the portrait and a sentence or two saying, what's the one main thing you've learned or had confirmed over this time? This is going to be an ongoing invitation, so I might mention this in a couple more reflections coming up and newsletters, etc. And I'll give you some deadlines as they come. But if you could send those in to the usual places, preferably to Marcia on the office email address, which maybe we'll put up here. Ooh, look at that. Or if there's physical copies through the church letterbox or in my bench, or if they come my way, I'll do my best not to let them get lost in the emails with all the other emails I've got to reply to, and I will get there, I promise. So yeah, please do send them. And if we have some of our friends from abroad who wants to send them on as well, that'll be fabulous. The things that you've learned, going through your experiences of it too. Right, I think that's about it for now. So yeah, send those in. Have a wonderful week. Go well. Be blessed. And we end with a few images from last week's reflection, in which I invited you to share what's your favourite walk, or what has been your favourite walk. We share the images and a few details of those now. See you soon.